students. So class 8, we will continue with the second part of the first chapter of computer, that is computer network. Okay, let us begin with the second part of the chapter. In the first part, we studied about the computer network, type of network and network architecture. Okay, and in this part we will study some more content that is related with this chapter. So now let us see the content of the chapter. So students, today we will study about the network topology. Okay, then network components and the network technologies. What are the different technologies related to the computer network, then components of network and topology. Okay, so let us begin with network topology first. So students, now let us study about the network topology. Now what do you mean by network topology? See, network topology is the physical or logical arrangement of network. Okay, it is physically or logically. The network which is physically or logically arranged, that is network topology. Physical means the parts of the network through which the network is provided to the computers. Okay, those are the physical part, and logically how the computer will get its network, and how those physical and logical arrangement are done in the network, that is network topology. Understood? That it describes how different nodes in a computer. Now what is different nodes? I already told you, the individual computer which are connected to the network, those are the nodes. Okay, how different nodes in a computer are linked together and they communicate. How these networks are linked together and how they communicate, that is known as the network topology. Okay, and there are different types of topology. There are different types of network topology. Those are bus topology, star topology, mesh topology, ring topology. Okay, what are the different types of network topology? Those are bus topology, star topology, mesh topology and ring topology. Now let us study what is bus topology, how the computers are connected with this topology to a network. Okay, so now students, what is bus topology? In computer networking, a bus is a cable or wire to which all the devices or nodes in a local area network. I already told you what is local area network, where the computers share its information within a particular boundary. Okay, whether it be a building or an particular office or something. Okay, within a specific boundary where it can share its information, that is LAN, local area network. Okay, this bus topology is a cable or wire to which all the devices or nodes, that means all the computers or different peripherals, are connected to a local area network within a specific place. Understood? The cable is known as the backbone of the network, and the cable through which the devices are connected to the network, it is known as the backbone of the network. Each node is directly connected to every other node in topology, and each node, that means each device, is connected to other nodes, other devices through this bus topology. Okay, now there are some advantages and disadvantages of this topology. First we will read about the advantages. What are the advantages of this bus topology? These networks are easy to install and are inexpensive. These type of network can be easily installed and they are very inexpensive. That means it does not cost a lot of money. It is very cheap. Okay, then it is very easy to connect to a new computer or a device to a network. You can connect your computer, whether it is a new okay, or a device to this network very easily. Understood? Then it is used in small networks like LANs within a specific boundary where the network can reach to share information. Within that small network boundaries, these type of topology can work. Understood? So now let us move to the disadvantages of this. What are the disadvantages of this topology? Okay. So students, what are the disadvantages of this bus topology? If any problem arises in the cable, since the devices are attached with the cable to receive the network, right? And if there is any problem in the cable, the whole network shuts down. The devices or the computers which are connected with the cables, if there is any problem in the cable, all the devices and all the computers will automatically shut down. Okay, that if the traffic in the network is heavy, if there is heavy traffic, that means all the informations and data are continuously transferring from one computer to another. Then what happens? It decreases the performance of the nodes. That means it decreases the performance of the specific computer. Okay, it becomes slow. Understood? So these are the disadvantages of this bus topology. Okay, this is the pictorial diagram of a bus topology. That is the cable through which the network or the data are being transferred to different nodes. You can see there is node 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different computers are connected to each other. Yes or no? And through this the data are being transferred from one PC to another. And these are transferred within a specific area network like LAN, local area network. Understood? And now what is star topology? Star topology connects workstations or nodes to a central computer called hub. You know now what is workstations, where you work in different computers. Okay. To a central computer, there is a specific central computer to which all the workstations are connected, and that central computer to which all the workstations are connected is called as hub. It is called as hub, to where all the nodes or workstations are connected to a central computer, which is called as hub. Okay. All the workstations are directly connected to the hub, and all the workstations are directly connected to the hub in star topology. The sending and receiving of data are managed by the hub. That means the central computer. The data which are being transferred to the different computers are all managed by the central computer, which is called as hub in star topology. That means it is the main one, and it is transferring all the data and informations to different computers. Okay, which makes in a circular direction, like all the data are being, it has a specific central computer called as hub, which send the information or data to different computers. Understood? Now students, what are the advantages and disadvantages of star topology? See, advantages: new nodes can be connected without troubling other nodes. You can connect any new node, that means any particular computer you can connect in this type of topology without disturbing the other computer. That means even if you connect, the other computer will not be disturbed to perform its work. Okay, to do any kind of work, the other computer will not be disturbed if you connect a new PC also. Then malfunctioning of one node does not affect the functioning of other node. Malfunctioning means if one computer is not functioning well, the other computer will not be affected. It will continue doing its work. Only the specific computer which is not working properly, it will give problem only in that computer. The other computer will work smoothly as it is working without disturbing the other computers. So this is the advantage of this star topology. And what are the disadvantages? If the central computer, that means if the hub fails, it disturbs the whole system. Since the different nodes are connected to the central computer for receiving and for the exchange of the data and information, and if the hub is disrupted, then all the computers are disrupted. Okay, that means a whole system will be disturbed. Then the performance of the network depends on the capacity of the hub. The performance of the network in each node, it depends on the capacity of the central computer. Okay, then the cost of installation is very high, and the installation cost of this hub is very high. It is expensive. So these are the disadvantages and advantages of this star topology. Understood? Now students, what is ring topology? In ring topology, the cables which connect the computers, it is in closed ring or loop form. Loop form means it is in a circular path. It is connected in a circular path. Okay. A ring network is a network topology in which each nodes connect to exactly two other nodes, forming a single continuous pathway for signals through each node. That means the signal is in the continuous pathway. It does not interrupt here and there. It is in a single pathway. It forms a loop or it forms a closed ring. You can see the picture and you can make out. Okay. Then data travel from device to device around entire ring in one direction. That means from one computer to another and from the another computer to the different one. It forms in a circular direction. It is primarily used for LANs but also used for WANs also. It is used for local area network also and for wide area network also. In both the network, this topology can be used. Understood? The data travels around in the ring and is read by each workstation. By each workstation means each computer can read the data which is being transferred from one computer to another. Understood? This is ring topology. And now students, what are the advantages and disadvantages of this ring topology? This topology can span larger distance than the other topologies. It has a larger distance. That means the computer can span up to a larger distance. The network can reach to a larger distance in this type of topology. Okay. No collision occurs between the data because only one node transmits data at a time. And there is no collision. That means if the data is transferring from one computer to another computer, there is no disturbance in transferring or receiving the data, because from one computer it is being transferred to other computer and from other to the third one. It is moving in a circular pathway one by one. That is why there is no collision between the data, because only one node transmits data at a particular time. Understood? Then what is the disadvantages of this topology? The disadvantage is that if any of the node in such a network fails, the whole network get affected. Suppose one node is failing to receive any kind of data, then the other computer which is related in this network chain, the other computer will also get disturbed. Okay. Then it is not possible to insert new node without disturbing the other nodes in the network. And if you insert a new node, that means if you connect a new computer in this type of topology, the other network will also get disturbed. The other computer will also get disturbed if you connect a new node. Okay. Then it is very difficult to diagnose a problem in this type of network. And if there is some problem, it is very difficult to diagnose, because you will not be able to make out that which node is getting that problem. All the computer will face the same problem if a particular node is facing the problem. So it is very difficult to diagnose a particular computer which is creating the problem for all the computers in this type of technology. In this type of topology. Understood? And now students, what is mesh topology? M-E-S-H. By the word itself you can understand what is mesh. That means all jumble up. Okay, the data transfer is jumble up in this type of technology. topology. That means from one computer to another, from the other to the first one, then from first to the third, third to the fourth. All the computers share its information in a jumbled way. Okay. So computers in mesh topology are connected directly to every other devices with cables. In this type of topology, all the computers are connected directly to other computer with the help of a cable. Okay. Create point-to-point connection to every device on network, and this topology also creates point-to-point connection from one point to another point to every device on the network. The connection is created from point to point, from one PC to another, from other to the different one. It creates the point-to-point connection to every device which works on this mesh topology network. Okay. If one cable fails, data always has alternative path to get it into destination. And if there is a failure of one cable, it doesn't mean that the data transfer will stop there from getting into the other PC. It can choose its path from the other cable and reach to its destination where the data or information is supposed to be sent. Okay. Then this topology generally used in military areas, and these type of mesh topology are generally used in military areas to receive informations or data. When a single cable is disturbed, that means the data transfer will not stop. It will choose the another cable to receive or send data. Understood? So this is mesh topology. By the picture you can understand. See, all the cables are connected with each other. Yes or no? Now let us read what are the advantages and disadvantages of this mesh topology. The advantages of mesh topology is that each connection can carry its own data load. That means the connection of each computer can carry its own data load. It does not depend on other computer to transfer its data if it is not being able to receive or send any kind of data. Okay, a fault is diagnosed easily, and the fault in whichever computer there is fault in receiving or transmitting data, the fault can be diagnosed easily. Provides security and privacy, and this mesh topology it also provides security and privacy. That means there is privacy also and there is security also. Okay. And what is the disadvantages? Installation and configuration are difficult. While installing and while configuring, okay, while configuring the network and installing the network, it creates a difficulty in that, and the cable is it's very costly. The cabling is very costly. This is the disadvantages of mesh topology. Okay. And now students, let us study about the network components. What are the different network components by which we can share or receive data through different networks? Okay, what are the different components? Devices you can say. Okay, various software and hardware components are needed to establish communication between devices in a computer. The hardware and software are needed in a computer system, yes or no, to communicate with the devices that is connected to the network. Okay, so what are the different component network? First one is network interface card, NIC. The full form of NIC is network interface card. Now what is network interface card? A network interface card, also referred as Ethernet card. It is also known as Ethernet card. It is a card or a circuit board that is integrated in the motherboard of the computer. It is a kind of circuit board that is connected with the motherboard of the computer. Understood? This network interface card is also known as Ethernet card, and it is a kind of circuit board which is integrated, which is connected to the motherboard of the computer. Okay. It is a computer hardware component that allow a computer to connect to a network, and it is a computer hardware component which you can see and touch. Okay, this is a hardware component which is connected to a motherboard, which allows the computer to connect to a particular network, which network it needs to be connected. Understood? Then NICs may be used for both wired and wireless connection. If there is wired connection, it can be also used in the wired connection and also wireless connections. Okay, most of new computers have now a built-in network interface on the motherboard. Nowadays, the computers with the new computers that are building up, it has a network interface connection in its motherboard, so that it can connect to a network easily. Okay. Then personal computers on a local area network have a network card for a full-time connection to the network. These personal computers, the personal PC that we use on a local area network, on a specific area network, it has this NIC card installed in its motherboard so that we can connect to a particular network. Okay, this is NIC, Network Interface Card, also known as Ethernet card. It is a kind of integrated circuit board. It is a kind of circuit board which is connected to the motherboard of the computer. Okay, it is a computer hardware. It is a hardware part of the computer system that allows a computer to connect to a network. Okay, and these NICs may be used for both wired and wireless connection. The new computers now have a built-in network interface on the motherboard. It has newly already connected NICs in its motherboard, and the personal computers that we use in the particular local area network can connect through network by using this network interface card. Okay. And students, what is hub? What do you mean by hub? A hub is a network device that contains multiple ports to connect other devices. What is a hub? It is a network device. It is a network device which contains multiple connections or multiple ports to connect other devices. This is a main, like through this, if you connect any computer to hub, any computer can be connected to this hub because it has multiple ports in it. Okay, it serves as the central connection point. It is the central connection points where it receives the network, and when you connect your computer, several computers you can connect to the different ports that it has. Okay, and it acts as the central connection point. When data is sent from a computer, it is first received by the hub. If you send some data from the computer to different computer or a network, it is firstly sent into the hub. Then only it is received by the other computer. The hub then transmits the data to the entire network. First it is received by the hub, and then the hub transmits or transfers the data to the entire network through which the computer are connected. Each computer in that network then decides whether the data is for them or not. And if the data is for a particular computer, it will decide whether it is to them or not. Okay? If the data is for a particular network, it will accept it, and if it not, it will not accept. Understood? And now students, what is modem? It is a device that enables a computer system to exchange information over telephone lines. Modem is a device which helps a computer to exchange information through the telephone wires, through the telephone lines, through the cables. Understood? Modem has acquired its name from two words. This modem, we get the name from two words, that is modulator and demodulator. Modulator and demodulator, when it is combined, it is formed into modem. Modem, modulator, demodulator. Understood? For example, between the digital data of a computer and the analog signal of a telephone. The data can be transferred from each other between the digital data of the computer and the analog signal of a telephone line. Understood? The data stored in a computer is in digital format. Yes or no? The data that is stored in the computer, it is always in the digital format. But when you want to receive that data over the telephonic, into a telephonic way, it will be transferred into the analog signal. Okay, here the digital signal is converted into the analog signal through the telephone cables or wires. Okay, the data stored in a computer is in the digital format. The data that is stored in the computer, it is always in the digital format. But when we receive this through the telephonic wire, we will get it in the analog form. Understood? But the information transmitted over the telephone lines must be in analog form. It is written there, as I told you. The data that is in the computer, it is in the digital form, and the data that we received from the computer will be in the analog format, in the analog form. Okay. This conversion of data from one form to another is done by the modem, and this modem helps in the conversion of digital format to analog format. This is how the data or information are being sent or received from computer to different type of communication is done through modem, from digital format to the analog format with the help of a modem. Okay, and this modem has got its word from modulator and demodulator. Okay. What is this switch and bridge? This is also a network component. What do you mean by switch and what do you mean by bridge? See, a switch is known as a special type of hub. It is also a special type of hub, unlike a usual hub, okay? Not the hub that I explained you just now. A switch transfers data only to a port or ports in a network that need to receive it. This switch it only transfers data to a port or ports to a network that it needs to receive it. But in hub, what happens? It collects the network and then it sends to the computer to which the data is supposed to be sent. Yes or no? But in switch, it is like a hub only, but what happens here? It transfers the data to a port or ports in a network that need to receive it. To a particular port which need to receive the data, it will send to that port only. Understood? It will not send to the entire port, and the computer will decide that whether it is the data that is to be received by the particular computer or not. Okay, this switch, it transfers the data to the particular port only. Understood? Then lens that use a switch are called switch lens. The local area network that uses this switch component is called as switch lens. Okay. Now what is bridge? A bridge is a network device that is used to connect segments of a LAN that uses the same protocol. Now what do you mean by protocol? Protocol are the set of rules or guidelines that enables various endpoints in a communication network to communicate. It is a set of rules or guidelines which is given to the endpoint of the computer for communication. It is a set of guidelines, okay, which is given by the computers for communication. That is protocol. Understood? Now this bridge is a network that is used to connect segments of LAN. In the local area network, the segments it connects from the local area network that uses the same protocol. That means the same kind of communication which is being used in the same network, in the local network. It is similar to a router, but it simply forwards data without analyzing and rerouting the data. It do not analyze the data. That means it do not read the data. Okay, and it do not reroute also. That means it do not read the data or analyze, and it directly sends the data to a computer. Understood? And now students, what is repeater? What is this repeater component used by a computer network? When signals travel in a network over long distance, when there are signals which are traveling to a long distance in a network, their strength decreases and they become distorted. Yes or no? When there is a data or signal being traveled in a network in a long distance, sometimes it may get the speed of the network or the strength of the network may decrease, okay, and it get distorted. Then a repeater in a network connect two segments of a network cable which is used to increase the strength of the signals. And what does this repeater do? It connects the network of two segments. If there are two segments of network, this repeater will connect the two segments of the network through a network cable which increases the strength of the signal so that the particular computer can receive the signals completely. It will not get disturbed in between. Okay. It regenerates the signals and send them to their destination. This repeater, what does it does? If the data is stuck somewhere, it will regenerate it and it will send it to the destination where the signal is supposed to be sent. Okay. Then some types of repeater broadcast an identical signal but alter its method of transmission. Sometimes some types of repeater broadcast. There are some types of repeaters which broadcast the identical signal. The identical signal which are transmitted to a particular computer, it will broadcast it and later it will alter its method. That means it will change the way of transmitting the data to the computer. Okay. For example, we can say on another frequency or band rate in the context of radio. In a radio, if the signal is not being transmitted, this repeater helps to transmit the signal to this radio by altering the way of transmitting the data. Understood? It will alter, that means it will change its way to send the signal, and these are actually done in the radio systems where the signals are received by a network, by a particular network. Okay. And now students, what is router, gateway and RJ45? What is this router, gateway and RJ45? These are the different components now. A router is a device that determines the best route for sending data between different networks. This router, it is a device which determines which is the best route to send data between different networks. If there is different network, we take the help of router to decide which is the best route to send data to the different network. Okay. It can determine the address and analyze the data being sent. It also determines the address to which part of the computer it is being sent or which network it is being sent by analyzing it, by studying it. Then it sends the data to that particular network. Okay. Routers can connect LANs and WANs. It can connect the large area network also and wide area network also. This router can be connected in large area network and in wide area network together. It can connect both the networks together. Understood? Then a router that serves as both a bridge and router is called as router. And if a router serves as both bridge and router, when both bridge and router are combined together, it forms a new component named as brouter, B-R-O-U-T-E-R, brouter. When both are combined together, bridge and router, when both are combined together to receive our data to a different network or from a different network, then this components change itself to brouter, B-R-O-U-T-E-R, brouter. Okay. Now what is gateway? A gateway in a computer network is a node that connects different networks. It is a node that connects different network in a computer system. Okay. It enables to send data to and fro. To and fro means it will send also and it will receive also. To and fro means if it is sending also, it will receive the data also. Okay. The only difference between a router and a gateway, the difference between a router and a gateway is that gateway act as a translator between the different network technology. This gateway, it acts as the translator between the different network technologies implemented by the diverse network. What is the difference between gateway and router? This gateway, it acts as the translator between the different network technologies, which is implemented as the diverse network. Understood? Then what is RJ45? Now the full form of RJ45 is registered jack 45. The full form of RJ45 is registered jack 45. It is also known as Cat5. The name of this component is also known as Cat5. It is a cable that is used to connect two different networks, and this RJ45, it is a cable which is used to connect two different networks. Okay, so this is router, gateway and RJ45. Understood? And now students, let us study about the network technologies. What are the network technologies? Okay. See, a network can either be created using wires or it can be wireless network. Yes or no? There are networks which are wireless also and which are connected to wire. Yes? Now, a well-suited example of a wireless network is Wi-Fi, which enables to connect to the internet using Ethernet cables. You know what is Wi-Fi, right? Wireless fidelity. We can connect with the help of Wi-Fi, we can connect to a network. Yes or no? And what does it use? It uses a Ethernet cable to connect to a network. So this is the network technology through which we can connect a system to a network to exchange the information or to receive data or to send any kind of data. Okay. There are two network technologies. There are two types of network technologies. The first is wired technology and the second one is wireless technology. I hope you all are familiar with wireless and wired technology nowadays. We all are using it. Yes or no? We use mobile phones, laptops. Yes or no? These are what? These are the wireless technology. And the wired technology, the computers that we use in the offices or banks, hospitals, everywhere, in the workstations, in the workplaces, those are the wired technologies, where the network is connected using a cable or telephone wires. Okay. And the wireless technologies are those where the network are being connected through the infrared rays or the radio waves. Understood? By using Wi-Fi, we can connect to the internet. Yes or no? Into a phone. So these are the wireless technology. Now what is wired technology? Network that uses wires and Ethernet cables to connect to a network component and devices together is called a wired technology. It's called a wired network. Now what is wired network? It is a network that uses wires and Ethernet cables. The cables that it uses to connect to a network component and device together. Network component, I have already told you, that is used to connect to a network, and the devices that is used to connect to a network, to a computer, that is wired technology. Okay, it is known as wired network. Sorry, it is known as wired technology. Okay, now what is wireless technology? Wireless technology, it offers the possibility of a computer network that is not connected by any cable of any kind. In wireless technology, we do not use any kind of cable or wire to connect to a network. Okay, a wireless network make use of radio waves to connect devices to computer components. What does it use? It uses radio waves to connect a device to a network component. Okay. If computers have a wireless network, that is network interface card, then they can create a wireless connection. If a computer has NIC, that means network interface card, then it can connect to a wireless connection. Okay, this wireless technology do not need any kind of wires or cables to connect to a network. Understood what is wired and wireless technology? The example of wired technology is like the computers that we use in our workplaces. Okay, then sometimes we use a network, yes or no? That is used to get to obtain or to get network in the workplaces into a computer or a device. And wireless technology are like what? The mobile phones, the laptops, yes or no? The dongle which we use nowadays, it is wireless. We don't have wires in it to connect to a network, yes or no? So these are the wireless technology. And students, there are some advantages and disadvantages of this wired and wireless technology. Now what are the advantages of this wired technology? See, Ethernet cables, network switches and hubs are very cost effective. These are very cost effective. The Ethernet cables, the network switches and the hubs which are used to connect to the network are very cost effective. That means they do not cost a lot. Okay. Wired network is very reliable. That means it is very trustworthy. You can depend on it to work. Okay. It offers high class performance and fast data speed. Fast data transfer speed. The data transfer speed is fast in the wired technology. Okay. Without any interruption in between. Then a wired network is more secured and fully controlled. A wired network is secured and fully controlled. We can control it. If there is any kind of disruption, we can control it. Understood? But there is disadvantages also using this wired technology. Now what are the disadvantages of using this wired technology? Wires, cables and other equipment require more space than the wireless components. Yes or no? These cables and wires, it require more space. Yes or no? It requires space to hang on. This is the first disadvantage. Okay. But in wireless, there is no wire, so it can be carried anywhere. Okay. Then cables and wires require more safety because damaged and loose cable can lead to hazards. If the cable is damaged, if the cables or wires are damaged, it will lead to hazards. Okay. That means it will disrupt the computer system. Okay. These networks are not portable. It is difficult to move all the wires to make changes in the arrangement. It is not portable. That means you cannot move these wires from one place to another. Okay. Then power outages can cause problem and may halt operation that depends on the network. And also the power operation, the power outages can be a problematic cause and it can halt the work of the computer system. Okay. Then it limits mobility as the user cannot move the device from one place to another. Can you move the computer system from one place to another? We cannot move. Why? Because it is being connected to many cables. Yes or no? Only at that specific place it will get its connection to the network. So it cannot be moved. Understood? And expansion in a wired network can be very expensive and time consuming. And the expansion, that means if you are connecting your computer system to this wired technology, then these cables are costly and it is also time consuming to fix all the cables into the computer system to get the network. Okay. And now what are the advantages of wireless technology? See, wireless technology requires no network to be set up to to get the network. Okay, thereby it makes the network very cheap. Understood? Then it offers faster communication and higher data speed. It also offers faster communication and faster data speed. The transfer of data is fast in wireless technology. Then it provides easy access to the internet without the need of wire. We do not need wire to connect to a internet. To connect to the internet, we do not need wire in wireless technology. Then it can provide networking even where wires are not reachable. Even if the wires are not reachable, you can connect to a network in wireless technology. The networking is mobile. The network is mobile means you can carry the device anywhere you want to. For example, mobile, we can carry mobile anywhere we want to. Yes or no? And still we get the signal. From the network. Then it incurs less maintenance cost and there is less equipment. The maintenance cost is also less and there is no many equipments to be carried. Okay, these are the advantages of wireless technology. Now what is the disadvantages of wireless technology? It is relatively unreliable. That means you cannot trust. Sometimes the network may be good or sometimes the network is very disrupted. Okay. Then it is more vulnerable and security threats. There may be also security threats. Okay. The wire technology is safe to use, but this wireless technology, there may be security threats. You need to be very careful while using these type of networks. Okay. Then these networks may have increased chance of congestion and interface due to some external factors such as fog or storms. When the weather is not good, the signals there may be the disturbance of the signal when the network is not good. When there is heavy rainfall or fog or storms, the signals disappear from the network. Yes or no? Sometimes the mobile network disappears. Why? Because of the bad weather. Understood? So this is the disadvantage of this wireless technology. And this type of network can sometimes be unstable. Sometimes this type of network is very unstable. And it may be sometimes difficult to connect to wireless network due to large distance between the wireless devices. And if the distance between the wireless device and the wireless connection is more, then it cannot be connected to the network. Yes or no? For example, you can say Bluetooth. Okay. If we connect our phone to a Bluetooth device, it needs a particular distance to be connected to the network. Yes or no? To transfer the data. But if you move from that range, the network disappears. The connection disappears. Yes or no? So these are some disadvantages of wireless technology. Okay? I hope you understood this chapter. This is all for this chapter. In the next, you will get the worksheet of this chapter along with the question answers. Okay? So in the next class, I will continue with the next chapter. So students, thank you for watching this video. See you in the next class.